Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, also known as the King of Armor Destruction and the Armor Wizard Zap Zap. I've got a body armor test for you all today. This is probably the most expensive plate that I've ever tested to date on the channel. A big thank you to Mr. Hinton and his two friends. I'm gonna have to read these names off my phone. QWE304 and Hater1 for donating this plate for me to destroy. A lot of what I do here gets very expensive, especially acquiring body armor and all the different ammunition types that I shoot against it, especially some of the higher end stuff. So whenever I can work with anyone, whether at a manufacturer or retailer or any of my supporters, to get my hands on specialty stuff to see what kind of performance it has, the more the better. So you're probably wondering what this plate is. I don't know if I'll put the name of it in the title and description. I probably will. Sometimes I like to create a little bit of clickbait, but this is from LTC. This is their 2859-2 Tactical Standalone Ballistic Plate Swimmer Cut Gen 5. This guy is 22.89 millimeters, or for us in freedom units, 900 thousandths thick. It weighs 4 pounds, 11 ounces. It is multi-curve. You can see those curves there. This is a very high-end plate from LTC. I do not believe it is available in public consumption. It is a government contract plate only. We try to be as scientific as possible over here on my channel, although we're out here in the woods and there's nothing too scientific about that. But anyways, we shoot at 45 feet. That is the official NIJ testing distance for armor. We shoot at 0 degrees because that is worst case scenario. We also use this giant clay briefcase filled with Roma Plastilina #1 clay donated by Chavant. This is like 90 plus pounds in this package right here. And it just acts as a compressible media for our body armor to act upon, so we're getting maximum energy transfer on it, and the plate's not just flying thereabouts giving you guys any kind of false sense of security. We also use a chronograph whenever possible. We have our Pro Chrono Pal Digital DLX. It's around 10 to 12 feet from our muzzle. Now, Mr. Hinton asked that I do not perform an NIJ drop test on this plate. That's where I strap it to a rig and drop it on its face 2 times as a preconditioning test. Since there is no drop face foam on this plate, he asked that I do not perform that, and since he donated this, I will respect his wishes. I put a spreadsheet here at the beginning and the end to kind of outline all the different threats that I'm going to shoot at it, and then through all of the editing and post-editing and taking it home, I verify all of those penetrations, if there are any R&D penetrations, and we put it at the end so you guys have a nice summary view. And I've started a Google Docs spreadsheet so that if you guys want to look up all this data, I've got one place so you can go check it out, and I put that in my little link tree down below. In the opening, I mentioned this plate was quite expensive. I contacted Lyman Bishop over at Hoplite because he resells LTC and asked him if he knew anything about this plate. Pretty much the only thing he could tell me was that it's like a level 4 and it's pretty much restricted. He can't even sell it to anybody, and he said it was worth about $3,000 and that I should just put it in my plate carrier. And I thought about it for a second, and then I decided
100% I'm going to shoot them. Absolutely. Like, there is fucking question I'm going to shoot.
At the request of Mr. Hinton, we're going to start with M993. That is the Army's current issue armor piercing round. I do believe XM1158 is supposed to replace it, but I know nothing about that other than a few details that it's supposed to be like M88-1, but it's got a tungsten core or tungsten tip and some new manufacturing process for tungsten. This is 130 grain with a tungsten penetrator inside of it. We have M14A1, that is an armor piercing incendiary round in 30-06, loaded a long time ago, and we've loaded it in 308. And then I have P80 black tip, that is another armor piercing round from the early 50s, 60s, and 70s. We'll take that shot last, the API second, and our M993 first. We have our 16-inch CZ557 Urban Counter Sniper, the JK Armament Rifle Kit on y'all. We'll take these shots and see what it does. If it stops out of this, then we've got longer barrel lengths. In the past, our ESAPIs that we tested could not stop this from the 16-inch barrel, the M993 that is. I'll place this in the upper middle of the plate. Oh, I rode it a little hard there, Mike. Now our API. I'll place this on the right side of the plate. Holy flash, Batman. I bought some Ammo Inc. 762 brass to load. It's a little on the, I think the dimensions aren't right. It sticks a lot in some of these chambers. And then our P80 black tip will be in the lower left-hand corner. Nice. Well, folks, this might make for a rather short test. We're going to shoot one more shot of M993 at it, but this time I've added a level 3A backer. If that's a little foreshadowing, I'm sorry. This shot will be in the lower left of the plate. We'll try to get some 5.56 threats on this plate, but first, since Lyman said this is like level 4, I want to shoot the M2AP at it. Here is our 163 to 165 grain full metal jacket armor piercing round. The NIJ calls for 2880 feet per second. You won't see that out of pretty much any 22-inch or even a 24-inch barrel. I should get a 26 and confirm. So I've loaded this into 300 Win Mag. This is our TC Compass, 24-inch barrel, JK Armament rifle kit. I have a standard specification round and an overpressure specification. We'll shoot the standard pressure first, right smack dab in the center of the plate. Hopefully, anyways. Nice. Oh, we were almost 100 feet per second over. I should dial that load back just a skosh for summertime. Then this shot I'll place in the upper right part of the plate. Smoking hot. You can only assume why I put the level 3A backer behind that on that second M993 shot. Here was shot number 1. Here was our API. Here was the P80 black tip. Here was M993 shot number 2. Here was our standard pressure M2 AP, which was over spec by 100 feet per second. And then here was our 300 Wind Chad. We're 2 inches from that shot, but I'm going to think that's a compromised area and probably not a fair hit, but we'll consider it anyways. There's not a lot of plates that can stop the 300 Wind Chad. We got a lot of carnage going on here, folks. Now, I don't know if this plate is needed a 3A backer or not. Here is our ceramic. I think it's maybe boron carbide or maybe it's silicon carbide. I'll have to ask Lyman if he knows. It seems to be cleaning up fairly easily. So, obviously our 300 Wind Chad penetrated. Ooh, our standard pressure M2 AP did as well. The M993 squeaked through. The P80 black tip was stopped. Now, here's our second shot of M993. It penetrated the plate, but did it penetrate the 3A, which would be down here? And it did not. So, again, I don't have enough of these plates to continue to test a bunch of that. But if you were going to buy this plate and wear it to ensure that you can stop M993 at distance, definitely put a quality 3A backer behind it. I think there's enough left on this plate that we can shoot some 5.56 threats at it. Kind of disheartening that it couldn't stop the M2 AP, and yeah, it blew a hole through the 3A as well. Our P80 black tip down here is stopped. That one gives us a good representation of back face. 28.95 millimeters. Not bad for a very lightweight and thin plate. I am curious what is on the inside of this guy. We are going to finish this plate off with our M855A1. That is the Army's current issue ball round as of like 2022, maybe even slightly before that. I have friends who are in basic, and that is the ammunition that they are given for training. 62 grains, copper core, enlarged hardened steel tip, Rockwell hardness like 5960. That's right around where M2AP is. The original M855 core was like 49-50. I've got 6 shots here. This plate is pretty compromised from 308, but generally our past experiences tell us that as long as the ceramic is holding and there's some solid parts of the plate, 556 is pretty good, or the plate is pretty good at stopping 556. This is our TC Compass 22-inch barrel, turbo 556 suppressor. I don't know if the golfers are still over there or not. It's been trying to rain. I haven't been hearing them yelling anymore. So this will be the upper left of the plate. I was a little close to my M993 shot, sorry. This one will be on the right side. That was where I wanted that one. This will be on the left side, above the green strap. Right side below the green strap. And I smoked the strap. And then these will be in the bottom row. Perfect. Like a boss. All right, here are our shots of M855A1. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I would consider these fair hits as well as this one. That was on a good part of the plate. This one, and this one, we'll find out. We left the 3A backer behind there. Someone's probably going to complain, John's son. Why'd you put the 3A backer on there? This is a lightweight plate. Well, I left it back there. And it looks like we'll have to tear this down, but I don't think we got any pass-throughs on our A1. And there's nothing to tell about it, Clay. I didn't beat this back right, but interesting. Our 3A's seen better days. Now for the fun part, our teardown. We did confirm that there are no M855A1 penetrations from this plate. We've got the M993, the 300 Wind Chad, the API, the standard spec, then our M993, which was stopped in the 3A. P80 was down there, so there are no penetrations in our plate. This is our backing material. It doesn't appear pressed, or if it is pressed, maybe the age has caused it to get a little bit flimsy, but it seems to be rather easily taken apart. I mean, it is in this layer, but it's not firm. Not sure what brand it is. There's a branding mark right there. I would assume this is polyethylene, kind of feels like it. Now on the back of that, a lot of mess over here. I measured this at about, is it 475 thousandths, give or take how much you pressed on it. This was our backer. This foam was on there, really not high density. Definitely could use a high density foam there, like that yellow stuff that HESCO uses. There's ceramic everywhere. If someone could comment below, maybe if you work at LTC or maybe Lyman, whether this is silicon carbide or boron or not. Maybe it's silicon carbide because it is staining the table now. And then here's Mr. Thick Boy. Here's our ceramic. I measured him at 430 thousandths thick. We've seen this with our HESCO plates when we've tested them, but this monolithic strike face goes edge to edge, and look at how much of it is still in one piece. We've got some kind of, I don't know, epoxy or adhesive that they're using to bond the ceramic on the front and the back. Here's our front, peeled our cover off. Here's another identifying label, 2859-2 swimmer cut medium. So that was on the other underside of this. There is no drop face foam on here, but you can see the way that the round destroys that ceramic. But whatever this is, almost like fiberglass, like a really thick fiberglass. Zoom in there. See how it looks like fiberglass to me, but maybe it's not, I don't know. That allows this ceramic to hold its shape pretty well. And like I mentioned, 430 thousandths thick. That's about average for most of the ceramic strike faces in the level 4 that we've tested. Interesting. I was kind of expecting better performance out of this plate given its restricted rarity and cost, but maybe that is because it's meant for a specific role in the U.S. military, and none of these threats that I shot at it are what it was designed to stop. Well, everyone, I think we were just a wee bit overzealous with our threat profile on our LTC plate, but we did show that it is possible to stop M993 from a 16-inch barrel if we added that 3A backer. After destroying the plate, I did some reading on Reddit and actually discovered, I think from John's son over at Apex Armor Solutions, that this particular model is not a level 4 plate. It's very special threat rated, more so towards our Russian threats, specifically the AP versions of 7.62x54R. With all that being said, though, it's time for me to get the heck out of here and send you on your merry way. At the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible. Number one is my Patreon and Subscribe-Star fans. I have a link tree down below that I have all the affiliate links that earn me a commission to help support what I do here, or different methods of contacting me, via Instagram or Facebook, etc., etc. I got that down below. I am still running that Road to 50,000 subscribers giveaway, so I've got that link down there in the description below. If you want to get entered into the first of the few giveaways, just go to that video, subscribe and comment, and you'll be set. And once we get to that milestone, we'll do that giveaway. Number two is John and his friends, who, again, in full transparency, donated all the funds and procured that plate for me. As I mentioned, that's probably the most expensive plate that I've tested, and civilians technically aren't even allowed to buy it from LTC. So I really appreciate being able to, demo this for you all. So if you get a chance to buy this in whatever means possible, you know what these things are capable of. And of course, number three is you all for watching. Based on the performance of that LTC plate, I can't wait to see what this sand colored plate, wink wink, will do against our M993. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.